It started with just a whisper. A single spark of curiosity that has now grown into a wildfire across the internet. Lee Min-ho, Hye Kyo, two of the biggest names in Korean entertainment. Legends in their own right. And now, the question on everyone's mind. Could they be planning a future together? Could whispers of wedding bells soon become reality? Fans first noticed something unusual a few weeks ago. The two stars, usually so private, were spotted leaving the same luxury restaurant in Seoul, minutes apart. Coincidence? Maybe. But when it comes to stars of their caliber, coincidences rarely go unnoticed. Netizens immediately began connecting dots. Why were they in the same place at the same time? Why did their managers seem unusually protective that night? And why, of all places, choose a secluded dining spot known for hosting private celebrations? It didn't take long for whispers to begin. Whispers of a possible romance. Whispers of something deeper. Whispers of marriage. Of course, these are just whispers. But sometimes whispers carry more truth than we realize. When Hye Kyo posted a picture of a quiet sunset the very next day, fans flooded the comments with one question. Was Lee Min-ho there with you? And when Lee Min-ho uploaded a photo of himself holding a champagne glass, just hours after her post, the internet couldn't stop buzzing. The timing was too perfect. The mood too similar. And the smiles too telling. Let's pause for a moment. Why does this pairing feel so powerful? Why do whispers of Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo carry so much weight? Perhaps it's because their names alone define entire eras of Korean drama. Hye Kyo, the timeless beauty, the actress whose performances have transcended borders. From Autumn in My Heart to Descendants of the Sun, she has carried hearts across generations. Lee Min-ho, the global phenomenon, the man whose role in Boys Over Flowers turned him into a household name, and whose every project since has only expanded his legendary status. Separately, they are icons. Together? The idea feels almost too dazzling to imagine. But fans are imagining. In fact, they are more than imagining, they are manifesting. Fan art depicting Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo in wedding attire has spread like wildfire. Some even crafted mock wedding invitations, complete with a date and a venue. The phrase, Lee Song Wedding, trended for hours. For fans, this isn't just about celebrity gossip. It's about the hope of seeing two stars, who have brought so much joy individually, possibly finding happiness in each other. But let's go deeper. Why marriage? Why now? Lee Min-ho, now in his late 30s, has often spoken about his desire for a family someday. He once said in an interview, "Love should be quiet but strong. When the time comes, I want to protect my partner and build a life together." Hye Kyo, equally private about her personal life, has recently opened up about cherishing stability and peace. After years of public attention and personal challenges, she has often spoken about valuing sincerity over spectacle. Put these pieces together, and the whispers don't feel so far-fetched anymore. But let's return to the signs. At a recent award show, the two shared a brief interaction caught on camera. Hye Kyo walked onto the stage, her grace undeniable. And in the audience, fans caught Lee Min-ho's reaction. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't exaggerated. But it was unmistakable. A smile. A quiet, lingering smile that spoke volumes. Fans rewound the clip again and again. "Did you see his eyes?" one fan commented. "It's like he couldn't look away," said another. And when later that evening, cameras caught the two exchanging a polite but warm greeting backstage, the whispers only grew louder. Wedding whispers. Could it really be true? Of course, neither Lee Min-ho nor Hye Kyo has confirmed anything. Their agencies remain silent, as they often do with personal matters. But sometimes silence speaks louder than words. When asked about his ideal type in a recent magazine feature, Lee Min-ho gave a cryptic answer. "Someone elegant. Someone who shines without trying. Someone who makes me want to be better." And when Hye Kyo was asked a similar question, her response was equally intriguing. "Someone who understands me without words. Someone who makes the world feel calm." For fans, the parallels were impossible to ignore. Could it be that behind the glittering lights, behind the cameras, and behind the carefully crafted statements, two people are quietly finding their way to each other? Marriage is a big word, but whispers of it hold power. Because they speak to what fans want to believe, that love, even in the whirlwind of fame, is still possible. And if it were true? If Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo were indeed planning a wedding, what would it look like? Fans imagine a ceremony filled with elegance, simplicity, and heart. Not a spectacle, but an intimate gathering of loved ones. A venue by the sea, perhaps, echoing the roles that define their careers. Or a quiet garden, where love feels timeless. Hye Kyo in a gown of pure grace. Lee Min-ho in a classic black suit, eyes never leaving hers. A moment where two worlds, two legacies, become one. But for now it is just that, imagination. The truth remains hidden. And maybe that's the beauty of it. Because whispers keep hope alive. Whispers allow fans to dream. And whispers, when they grow loud enough, sometimes turn into reality. One thing is certain. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, whether friends, colleagues or something more, have captivated hearts once again. And as long as they remain in the same frame, even for a fleeting second, fans will continue to wonder, to speculate, to hope. Because the thought of their love story isn't just a fantasy. It feels like destiny waiting to unfold. So, are the wedding whispers true? Only time will tell. But until then, one thing is clear. The world is watching. The fans are waiting. And every glance, every post, every smile will only make the whispers grow louder. And maybe, just maybe, one day soon, those whispers will turn into wedding bells. But perhaps what makes these whispers so unforgettable is not just the possibility of a wedding, but what it represents. For years, both Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo have been symbols of Korean drama excellence. They've carried the torch of Hallyu, bringing Korean storytelling to the world. And yet, despite all the fame, what fans wish for them is not another award, not another red carpet moment, not another record-breaking drama, but something far simpler. Happiness. Because at the heart of every love story, whether written for television or whispered in real life, happiness is what matters most. Let's imagine for just a moment what such happiness might look like. A quiet morning, no cameras, no scripts. Lee Min-ho preparing coffee while Hye Kyo reads by the window. Soft laughter filling the room, unbothered by the outside world. Or perhaps a walk by the Han River, hand in hand, where no one notices them. Because for once, they're not actors, not idols. Just two people in love. These are the images fans hold on to when they hear the whispers of a wedding. Not the glitz, not the spectacle, but the quiet, sacred moments that only they can share. Of course, the world will continue to speculate. Every appearance, every post, every subtle gesture will be analyzed, magnified, and turned into a headline. But perhaps that, too, is part of the journey. Because for stars as luminous as Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, every step is followed by millions of eyes. Yet within that reality lies a truth. Love, if it's real, doesn't need to be proven. It only needs to be lived. And maybe that's why, despite the endless noise, fans continue to believe.